You know that feeling, right? That little creeping sense that your body just isn't what it used to be. Maybe energy is harder to come by, or recovery takes a bit longer, and things just feel, well, different. It's something we all experience. But what if I told you that what's happening inside ourselves is not only fascinating, but it's also way more within our control than we think? Let's get into it.
We've all heard this. And hey, a lot of us have probably said it. It's so easy to feel like something is breaking down, like we're just wearing out. We tend to blame time, maybe our genetics, and just kind of assume it's this slide we can't stop. But the actual biology of aging? It tells a very, very different story. And this right here is the absolute core of it all. Your body isn't just a clock ticking down. It is an incredible adaptation machine. It is constantly, and I mean constantly, responding to the information it gets from your daily life. So the real question isn't about time, it's about the information. What signal are you sending it?
That's right. Aging isn't just the passage of time. It's a biological process, and it's controlled by signals. Every single day, your cells are basically listening in on messages from your movement, your stress, your sleep, and these signals are telling your body one or two things. Either, hey, invest in strength, invest in repair, or, you know what, let's start conserving energy. We're not so active anymore.
This really frames it perfectly. Think of your body as having two basic operating modes. In repair mode, it's actively maintaining itself, keeping tissues strong, cleaning up cellular junk. But when we don't move much, when sitting becomes the default, your body gets a very different signal. It thinks, okay, all these expensive, high-energy systems for strength and endurance, they're not being used. So it smartly shifts into survival mode. It starts cutting resources to those systems, and little bits of damage are allowed to pile up. It's not failing you, it's just adapting to a life of inactivity.
So, okay, if being inactive sends a pro-aging signal, what sends an anti-aging one? Most of us, our minds immediately jump to, these punishing, intense workouts or really complicated, expensive routines. We figured that to fight something as big as aging, the solution has to be just as extreme, right?
But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. The most powerful and consistent anti-aging signal you can send your body doesn't require you to totally exhaust yourself. Actually, for a lot of people, that kind of extreme stress can just push the body even deeper into that survival mode we were just talking about.
Yep, the simple, humble, everyday walk. I know, it seems way too ordinary to be this powerful. But its real anti-aging magic has almost nothing to do with burning calories. Instead, its power is in the quiet, consistent biochemical messages it sends to literally every system in your body. This isn't about intensity, it's all about communication.
So, how does this cellular conversation actually work? Well, it turns out that walking flips on three key signaling pathways that tell your body to stay in that youthful repair mode. And this is where the biology gets really cool. First up, your muscles. They're not just for moving you around, they're basically biochemical organs. When you walk, your muscles contract, and they release these amazing little molecules called myokines. Think of them as messengers that travel through your bloodstream, acting like powerful anti-inflammatory agents. They directly fight the chronic, low-level inflammation that science now knows is one of the main drivers of aging.
Second, walking is a master at managing the stress hormone cortisol. Our modern lives, the constant pings, the bad sleep, they often keep our cortisol levels chronically high. And that is a loud, screaming signal to our cells to be in survival mode. This messes with our sleep, tells our body to store fat, and shuts down repair. But a moderate, rhythmic walk, it gently activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the rest and digest system, and it helps bring that cortisol back down, shifting your entire body back toward calm and recovery.
And third, let's talk about energy. The real youthfulness and resilience of your cells comes down to these tiny little engines, the mitochondria. They're the power plants, but as we get older or more inactive, they can become weaker and less efficient. A daily walk, though, sends them a powerful wake-up call. And the effect is just, wow, it's dramatic. When your muscles ask for energy day after day, your body responds by simply building more mitochondria. This process is called mitochondrial biogenesis, and it's like upgrading the power grid for your entire body. More mitochondria means you're making energy more efficiently, there's less cellular waste, and you have a much greater capacity for repair and resilience, right down at the most fundamental level. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A lot of people try walking for a week, they don't see some huge change, and they just give up. They figure it's not working. But the thing is, the body doesn't respond to isolated events, it responds to patterns. Consistency is the secret sauce that turns a temporary signal into a whole new biological environment. Cellular adaptation takes time. It's a gradual process. A single walk is just a brief message. But after a few weeks of these repeated signals, the body starts to adapt its systems, improving circulation, tweaking metabolism. By about 3 months, you're seeing real shifts at the cellular level. And by 6 months or so, your body has created a new normal. It's no longer just reacting to activity, it's expecting it. It organizes all its internal systems to support that expectation.
And here's something that's so important to remember. Your body is listening all day long. A 30-minute walk is an incredibly powerful signal, for sure. But if you spend the other 14 waking hours completely sedentary, the dominant signal is still inactivity. That anti-aging message gets a little bit diluted. That's why breaking up long periods of sitting is so critical. It just keeps reinforcing that positive message that movement matters.
The best part of this whole story is that turning on these anti-aging systems doesn't require some massive life overhaul. It's really just about sending a clear, consistent signal, day after day. Your body isn't asking for perfection. It's listening for repetition.
A simple daily walk, maybe 20 to 30 minutes, is often all it takes to get the ball rolling. That's enough to activate those big muscle groups, get your circulation going, and trigger the release of all those amazing myokines. And notice, the pace doesn't have to be brutal. A moderate, steady pace is often the sweet spot because it manages cortisol and, let's be honest, it's something you can actually do consistently.
So, to wrap it all up, here's how to make that signal as loud and clear as possible. Keep it consistent. If you can, walk outside. That natural light helps regulate your sleep cycles, which is critical for cellular repair. And remember to break up those long periods of sitting. Every single time you stand up or take a short walk around, you're sending another little reminder. Hey, stay strong, stay ready, keep those repair systems online.
At the end of the day, your body is always adapting to the life you're leading. It was never broken. It was just waiting for the right signals to tell it that movement, strength, and resilience are still part of the plan. Walking is really just a simple conversation with your own biology. So, the only question left is, what are you going to say?